Every year, millions of Americans wake up, look around, and decide this place is no longer worth it. Not because of a job offer, not because of a divorce, because staying felt like losing money, losing safety, losing the version of themselves they moved there to become. Today, we're breaking down the 12 states Americans are abandoning, not just the numbers, the reasons they don't put on the welcome sign. If you're planning a move, buying property, or just want to know where the next American exodus is happening, you're going to want to watch every single state on this list. Subscribe, because your zip code might be your most expensive decision. Let's get into it. Number 12, Illinois. Illinois is not a forgotten state. It has Chicago. It has history. It also has $140 billion in pension debt, and residents are done paying for it. In 2022, the state lost more than 104,000 people. And this wasn't a move for the weather moment. This was, I'm tired of getting financially mugged by my zip code. Let's get real. Illinois has the second highest property taxes in the country, averaging over 2.2% of home value. That's $6,000 plus a year just to own your house, not including the potholes that try to eat your car on the way home. Cook County alone lost over 93,000 people in 1 year. Chicago's homicide rate in 2021 was 29.6 Pater Juman. That's more than double Los Angeles. The state ranks second in outbound moves in United Van Line's 2023 study, and yet somehow ranks 48th in job growth over the last decade. People aren't just moving for weather. They're leaving homes, their families built over generations. Seniors on fixed incomes getting swallowed by rising property taxes. Young couples doing the math and realizing the suburbs aren't cheaper, they're just colder and farther away. Illinois still has the deep dish, still has the architecture, still has the soul. But when the bills come in January and the wind is trying to physically assault you, even the loyal ones start Googling Nashville. Number 11, Louisiana. Louisiana has some of the best food in America. The music, haunting and beautiful. The culture, completely irreplaceable. The infrastructure, ranked dead last. 50th in the country. Louisiana lost 43,000 residents between 2021 and 2023. And it's not slowing down. Let's talk about why. Louisiana has the second highest murder rate in the entire United States. New Orleans regularly tops the charts for homicides per capita. The state ranks 47th in healthcare, 46th in education. Insurance companies are literally pulling out of Louisiana zip codes because they've done the math on the hurricanes, the flooding, the sea level rise, and they don't like what they see. Louisiana loses a football field of land to the Gulf every single hour. Let that sink in. Pun intended. Families who've lived in the same parish for 5 generations, watching flood insurance triple. Watching their kids leave for Texas or Georgia. Watching the neighborhood they grew up in slowly disappear. Not metaphorically, literally. Louisiana is magic. But when the magic comes with a $4,000 insurance premium and a boil water advisory, even magic has its limits. Number 1, West Virginia. Since 1950, West Virginia has lost more than 1 million residents. That's nearly half its peak population. And most of them didn't leave for something better. They left because there was nothing left to stay for. Between 2010 and 2020, the state saw a 3.2% population drop, the fastest rate of decline in the entire country. West Virginia ranks 51st in workforce participation. Dead last! One of the highest overdose death rates in America. Coal collapsed. Automation took the rest, and opioids filled the vacuum that both of them left behind. Charleston, the capital, has shrunk by 10% since 2010. Broadband access, spotty at best. Rural hospitals, closing one by one. Young people leave straight after high school and don't look back. Entire towns are becoming museum pieces, held together by nostalgia and dollar stores. The people who stay aren't just living in poverty. They're living with the grief of watching their world disappear in slow motion. The mountains are still beautiful. The sunsets still hit different. But beauty alone doesn't pay for dialysis or a kid's school supplies. And that's why West Virginia keeps losing, one family at a time. Number 9, Alaska. Alaska looks like a screensaver, the kind that makes you want to quit your job and buy hiking boots. But behind the glaciers and the Instagram hikes is a cost of living that will absolutely break you. Alaska saw 7 straight years of net population loss between 2016 and 2023. Over 25,000 people gone. Many of them young. Many of them working age. Grocery prices run 40 to 50% above national average. Gas is frequently over $5 a gallon. Heating oil in winter. Don't even ask. Violent crime rates are consistently top 5 nationally. Some residents fly to Seattle just for basic medical treatment. Anchorage, the biggest city in the state, has lost 12,000 people since 2013. People moved to Alaska, chasing freedom and wilderness. They leave when they realize everything costs more, everything takes longer, and everything breaks faster, including your mental health during months of total darkness. The permanent fund dividend, that free oil check, used to be nearly $2,000. In 2023, it was $1,312. The deal got worse. The winters didn't. Alaska is still one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. But breathtaking doesn't keep the lights on. Number 8, Mississippi. In 2022, the capital city of Mississippi couldn't provide clean drinking water for weeks. That's not a developing world headline. That's Jackson, USA. 2022. Mississippi's population is shrinking fast. Between 2010 and 2020, the state lost over 75,000 people, the biggest population drop in its history. Mississippi has the highest poverty rate in the U.S. at 19.1%. It ranks dead last in healthcare, 46th in education, 49th in overall economic opportunity. More than 40% of the state's population is unbanked or underbanked. Yes, the cost of living is low, but so is the quality of life. And those two things are not a fair trade. You can afford the house in Mississippi, but the school might not have enough teachers. The nearest hospital might be 3 counties away. And your kids are going to grow up watching everyone they know leave and eventually join them. Mississippi has beauty, deep culture, generations of soulful resilience. But that soul is being structurally drained, one family at a time. Number 7, Oregon. Oregon used to be the dream. Old-growth forests, farm to table, everything. That Pacific Northwest energy. Now it's the state that somehow managed to lose people while looking amazing in photos. Oregon saw a net population decline of over 16,000 in 2023. Its second straight year of negative growth. Portland lost nearly 30,000 people between 2020 and 2023. Violent crime in Portland rose 207% from 2019 to 2022, 207%. Oregon ranks fourth highest in the nation for homelessness. Over 18,000 unhoused people as of 2023. Median rent in Portland, $1,800 per month. Cost of living 34% above national average. People aren't leaving because they hate Oregon. They're leaving because they paid premium rent to feel less safe than they did in the mid-sized city. They came from living here used to mean artistic freedom and forest hikes. Now it means stepping over used needles on the way to yoga class. It means paying $1,800 a month to have your car broken into again. The irony, Bend is booming. The coast is gorgeous! The food scene still slaps, but when you don't feel secure walking to your car at night, scenery stops being a selling point. Number 6, New Jersey. They call it the Garden State. What they don't mention is the garden costs $12,000 a year in property taxes. New Jersey lost over 38,000 residents in a single year. And the reasons aren't complicated. Number 1 in the country for property taxes. By a lot. Cost of living 13% above national average. Median rent in Hoboken, $3,200 a month. Commute times among the worst in America. Crime in Newark and Camden still above national average. And here's the quote from an actual New Jersey resident that says it all. Living in Jersey is paying NYC prices without getting NY. The traffic and the attitude. Young professionals heading south. Retirees sprinting to Florida. Middle-class families doing the math and realizing Pennsylvania has lower taxes, bigger yards, and they still have bagels. New Jersey isn't broken. The value proposition just stopped making sense. And when the math stops working, people stop staying. Number 5, New York. In just 2 years, over 820,000 people left New York. That's almost the entire population of San Francisco. Just gone. If New York is so iconic, why is it bleeding residents like a leaky penthouse? Here's the math. New York City's cost of living is 137% higher than the national average. Average monthly rent in Manhattan, over $5,200. For what? A window that opens into an alley and a radiator that screams at night. Felony assaults hit a 15-year high in NYC in 2023. Property taxes upstate, some of the highest in America. Cities like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse hemorrhaging people too. Not from rent, but from stagnation. Fewer jobs. Shrinking schools. A Rust Belt vibe that never got its comeback arc. People came to New York to make it. Now they're asking if making it is even worth the mental burnout. The financial beat. The one-bedroom closet that somehow qualifies as a junior suite. Here's the kicker. For the first time in decades, more people are moving from NYC to Florida than the other way around. Yes, the state with hurricanes and alligators now feels less chaotic than New York City. New York is still the greatest city in the world. But even the greatest city in the world has a breaking point. Number 4, Hawaii. Hawaii has sunsets that make grown adults cry. Volcanoes. Ocean breeze. Shave ice. It also has a median home price on Oahu of over $1.1 million. And that's not oceanfront with a private beach. That's just has a roof. Cost of living in Hawaii is the highest in the US. About 88% above the national average. Groceries are 51% more expensive than the mainland. Utilities 71% higher. Even Spam, the unofficial state protein, costs nearly double what it does on the mainland. Hawaii lost over 22,000 residents between 2016 and 2022. And it's accelerating. Here's what nobody tells you. In some communities, more than half the homes sit empty most of the year. Wealthy outsiders bought them as vacation properties. They're not neighborhoods anymore. They're monopoly board. Nurses, teachers, police officers, working 2 jobs or leaving entirely. Multi-generational families packed into 1-bedroom apartments. This isn't paradise for the people who actually live here. It's a financial survival game played on the most beautiful board in the world. Most people aren't going far when they leave Hawaii. They're just jumping to Nevada or Washington, anywhere with jobs, housing, and less existential dread at the gas pump. Number 3, Connecticut. Connecticut looks like a movie set. Stone walls, covered bridges, perfect autumn leaves. Gilmore Girls energy with better pizza. And yet, between 2021 and 2024, it lost over 40,000 residents. Many of them high-income earners, many of them young professionals. That's not a blip. That's an evacuation. Cost of living, one of the highest in the country. 31.1% above national average. 3rd highest property tax rate in the United States. Median home price over $360,000, and that's not even in the desirable areas. Hartford and New Haven both carrying higher than average violent crime rates. Job market aging. Industry stagnant. Connecticut is a state where you can have everything and still feel like you're going absolutely nowhere. Retirees packing for Florida. Millennials skipping to Boston. Families fleeing to any state where you can afford a backyard without a 6-figure salary as the entry requirement. Here's the cruel irony. Connecticut's education system ranks near the top nationally, and yet half its young talent graduates straight into the nearest exit ramp. That's not a population problem. That's a value problem. And Connecticut hasn't solved it yet. Number 2, California. California is still the most iconic state in America. Mountains, ocean, redwoods, movie studios, tech campuses, the whole dream package. It also lost over 800,000 residents in just 3 years. Enough people to build an entire new mid-sized city. Preferably one with lower rent and fewer rolling blackouts. Let's get into the numbers that hurt. California has the highest gas prices in the US. Often $5 to $7 per gallon. State income tax up to 13.3%, top 3 in the country. Median home price around $800,000 statewide. Over $1.3 million in many Bay Area cities. San Francisco lost 8% of its population in just 2 years. Los Angeles County, over 300,000 people gone. Homelessness up 40% in some counties. Rolling blackouts during heat waves. Wildfires that treat August like a festival season. Here's the emotional truth. People didn't leave because they wanted to. They left because staying felt like financially waterboarding themselves. Teachers priced out. Nurses priced out. Tradespeople priced out. The middle class isn't struggling in California anymore. It's a vanishing species. California still has opportunity, but increasingly only for the wealthy, the lucky, or the ones who inherited property from a boomer with impeccable timing. Everyone else? They're heading to Texas, Arizona, and Nevada, and they're not looking back. Number 1, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is where American history was born. The Constitution. Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell. Gettysburg. The Poconos. Pittsburgh's skyline at night. And over 100,000 residents have quietly ghosted their own zip codes in recent years. Over 40,000 people left in 2023 alone. Housing prices rising 8% year on year, while wages stay basically flat. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh both rank among the top 25 U.S. cities for violent crime. Pennsylvania ranks 43rd in job creation nationally, 48th in net happiness in a recent national survey. 48th. Local taxes hit especially hard in Scranton, Allentown, and Reading. And the roads driving in Pennsylvania feels like an off-brand Mario Kart level. More potholes than lane lines. Your GPS says 20 minutes. That's just how long it takes to get out of the CVS parking lot. But here's the deeper truth. It's not one thing that's driving people out. It's the accumulation. Cost fatigue, crime, frustration, a growing sense that things used to work and don't anymore. Residents say they feel stuck. No upward mobility. No sense that tomorrow will be better than today. For a place filled with charm and history, when the day-to-day stops matching the nostalgia, people stop sticking around. Meanwhile, Idaho is pulling in young professionals, and Pennsylvania is losing them to Delaware. Delaware is winning. Let that sink in. So there it is. 12 states, millions of people. One massive slow-motion American reckoning. This isn't about hating any of these places. Most of them are beautiful. Most of them have history, culture, and people worth fighting for. But when the cost of living stops matching the quality of life, when the taxes stop funding real services, when the infrastructure crumbles and the safety disappears, people don't stay out of loyalty. They leave out of survival. The question isn't just which states people are leaving. The question is, where are they going? And what does that tell us about the future of America? Drop your state in the comments. Are you staying? Are you leaving? Or are you already gone? Subscribe for part 2, the 12 states Americans are actually moving to, because the Exodus has a destination. And it might surprise you.